Holiday, the 4, Money Shot. Sixth race, driver to be announced in the 5, Live Lively. Driver to be announced on the 5, Live Lively in the 6th. Seventh race, free-for-all trot, number 4, I Like It in the Dark. Emma Wahlberg now will drive. Emma Wahlberg to drive the 4, I Like It in the Dark. Number 5, MJ's Honor, Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel Miller, MJ's Honor.
David Justice to drive the 6 Torture Flexi. In the second race, the 3 here's Popeye makes the driver Ryan Stahl. Ryan Stahl to drive the 3 here's Popeye. Scratch the 4, Everlasting Cam, the 4 scratch, 7, Rockin' My Boxers. Doc Holliday to drive at the 7, Rockin' My Boxers. Third race, the One Amazing Tom, David Ward, the One Amazing Tom. 3 Massive Hill, Cameron McCown, the 3 Massive Hill. On to the 4th race, number 2 Bug Juice, make the driver Tyler Rush to drive the 2 Bug Juice. 5th race, 4 Money Shot, Doc Holliday, the 4 Money Shot. 7th race, number 4, I Like It in the Dark. Make the driver Emma Wahlberg, the 4, I Like It in the Dark. Number 5, MJ's Honor, Emmanuel Miller. They'll be out shortly for the first. We don't want to rush you today. We only have 7. We'll go as quick just as way you want to go. No need to be in a big hurry, but we do not want to lag either. So post parade in order, the right way of the track, and you go right to the gate since there is no wagering. Get them together around the quarter pole for the post parade, please.
The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is presented by the Ohio Veterinary Medical Center, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, Stable.ca, and Midland Acres. Now let's go trackside for
Good morning and welcome to the Richwood Independent Fair here in North Central Ohio. You are joining myself, Ashley Daly, and Matt Clark behind the camera for day 1 of 2 here at Richwood. Just a small card kicking us off today. We only have 7 on tap, a mix of trotters, pacers, fillies, colts. So we will see the whole gamut go behind the gate. But with that, we've got a couple housekeeping things before we do go into introducing our field of 6 for the first race. If you want to follow along with the program with me this morning, please head on over to harnessracingohio.com. I'm sure that sounds like a broken record by now, but you all know the spiel. So if you want to follow along, head on over there. Those programs are free and available for download on that website about an hour before post before every single race card. So head on over there, harnessracingohio.com. It is a beautiful day. Matt, we are lucky enough to be under a covered grandstand.
Yeah.
Something that we were not as fortunate to have later last week when we were both working at Findlay. But it's still pretty warm out here, I will say, but we're early enough in the morning where it's not too blistering. There's a nice little breeze. We've got clear skies and hopefully a fast track.
If you've never been to Richwood, I would recommend it. There is no wagering here, but it is a very nice little fair. And if you don't have any plans for tomorrow, 1 o'clock post time tomorrow, and the weather is supposed to be spectacular, like a high of 75 degrees or something down here.
The weather we have all been waiting for,
yes.
Especially this last week.
There is still a lot to be said about a roof over your head, though. we did learn that earlier in the week.
But I think we have a couple of the horses out still waiting to gather for our post parade. Like I said, it is a field of 6 headed into the first division of 2-year-old filly trotters, a purse of $6,748. We will go ahead. We are not quite ready for that post parade, so I'll go ahead and start introducing the field. So from the rail, we have Madam L. Hank LeVan drives and trains his 2-year-old filly Bar Marseille. Has 2 wins on the year, most recently last start, despite making a break out of the gate. Did have a win in 2:06.4 last quarter at Findlay, went in 31-3. This little filly has made almost $12,000 in those 13 starts. A total has hit the board 4 times. Ryan Stahl will train and drive the 2 Muscle Swept, affiliate by Muscle Up the Goal out of the Valerie Victor mare, Love Swept, owned by Watson Harness Racing of Tiffin, Ohio. Unfortunately, the last couple of starts at Mount Gilead and Napoleon has made a couple of breaks. However, 3 back was a winner in 2:06.3. Ryan in the bike. Looking at the lines at Attica, however, it looks like raced pretty tough. Was 3 wide by the 3/4 pole on that half-mile track. 6 starts on the year, 2 wins, and an additional second-place finish for a total of $6,000 made. Roy Moore will drive and train the 3 Bank It. I should say actually drives, trains, own, and bred. Roy Moore does have this Brank the Bank K filly. 9 starts on the year, still looking for that first lifetime win. However, 3 back at Napoleon, did have a second-place finish in 2:06.4, final quarter in 32 flat. Rod Troyer will train and drive the 4 School Kids Fast Girl, of course, by School Kids out of a Cheyenne Ray filly, Joyful. Rodney Troyer out of Indiana, does own a last start out, had a break behind the gate. However, back from that, did have a 5th-place finish, so has been in the money, very lightly started as a 2-year-old, just 3 lifetime starts, still looking to hit the board, but as I had mentioned, has been in the money a couple of times. And that is our bugle. So we're going to hand it over. Doug Ballinger. Today, looks like they are gathering in the first turn for our post parade.
On the track for the first race, First Division Ohio Fair Racing Conference, 2-year-old filly trot for $6,748. Field of 6. David Justice to drive the 6. Corfu Flexing. These are the horses. Number 1 is Madam L. The driver, Hank LeVan. Number 2, Muscle Swept with driver Ryan Stahl. Number 3 is Bank It. Roy Moore drives. Number 4, School Kids Fast Girl with Rod Troyer. The 5 is Tom's Julie, Mike Hyde driving. And number 6 is Corfu Flexing, David Justice in her sulky.
Rounding out our fields, we'll head on. We've got 2 more horses out of the 5 hole. Tom's Jewelry, Mike High will drive for Donald High, also owned by Donald of Cardington, Ohio. A filly by Long Tom out of a Muscles Yankee mare. 4 starts on the year with one third place finish that did just come at Mount Gilead. The last start, mile went in 2:06 and 4. And rounding out the field, we do have the 6. David Justice will now drive Corfu Flexing for Roy Justice, a filly by Flex the Muscle, owned by Hoofin' It Racing of Delaware and Roy Justice himself. Out of Marysville, 7 starts on the year, 2 back despite making a couple of miscues. Did have a third place finish in 2:21 and 4. However, I will say that start was at Rock Springs. So if you know anything about Rock Springs, this filly actually started from the trailing 6th post position and made those 2 breaks early. So if you know anything about Rock Springs, that may make a little bit of sense. Do want to mention, however, 4 starts back, she was in the money, did not hit the board. She had a 5th place finish in 2:06 and 4 at Northfield Park for the Summit County Fair. So if that gives anybody kind of a better mark to wager how fast this filly goes. We have no wagering here today at Richwood, so I would assume that we're going to kind of go pretty quickly behind the gate, but there is our field of 6, the first division for 2-year-old filly trotters. We are gathering behind the gate now as I'm flipping through my Huff's Guide. It does, in our Huff's Guide, it does say that Mike Webkenberg is our starter. That is a vehicle, a starting gate that I am not familiar with. But here is Doug Ballinger with the call of the first.
Filly trot for $6,748 are on behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. Up and running for the lead, Tom's Julie from the inside. Muscle Swept comes out in second. Up the inside is Madam L. School Girls Fast Girl on the outside is 4th. Into the turn, Corfu Flexing and trailing the field. Bank It down the backside, going to the opening quarter. On top of the field, Tom's Julie and Mike High lead the way. They lead it by 5. Muscle Swept is second. Madam L races 3rd. School Kids Fast Girl is 4th. Corfu Flexing is 5th. Trailing the field is Bank It. Straight on into the opening quarter. Tom, Julie, and Mike High lead the way. They lead it by 8. 32 and 2/5 for the opening panel. Next in second is Muscle Swept. Running 3rd, Madam L. 5 back to School Girls Fast Girl is 5th. In racing on the inside, Corfu Flexing and Bank It is the traitor. They're closing in on the leader, Tom, Julie. The lead once was 8. It's down to 4. Muscle Swept racing second. Madam L is 3rd. School Kids Fast Girl is 4th. Racing 5th, Corfu Flexing. Bank It can see them all at the half. Tom, Julie, the leader. Muscle Swept is second. Matabel third. School Kids Fast Girl fourth. Fifth is Corfu Flexi. Moving to the outside, Bankit is sixth. Hampton 105 and 2/5 to the 5/8 State Trot. The leader, Tom Julie. The lead is now 2. Muscle Swept is second. Matabel third. Fourth, School Kids Fast Girl. Bankit is fifth. Trailing the field, Corfu Flexing. Down the backside of the 3/4, Tom Julie's got every call. Second is Muscle Swept. Third, Matamel. Fourth into the turn is School Kids Fast Girl. Bankit is fifth, and Corfu Flexing continues to trail at the 3/4. 1:35 and 4. They circle the far turn with the lead. It is Tom Julie. Muscle Swept on the outside. Matamel will tip 3 wide. Comes up the inside for LeVan. Matamel, the short round up the inside. They're on the turn. They're on their way home. It is Tom Julie. Outside is Muscle Swept. Late surge from Matamel. Matamel coming to the line. Matamel may have got Tom Julie. Be very tight. Be a photo for win. The mile 2:06.
2:06 flat. Doug did say it's a very tight finish. Great finish. A late charge by Matamel. I am right on the wire, but I hate to call it. I do think the 1 got up over the 5. Tom's Jewelry. I will say Mike High, trained by Donald High, Tom's Jewelry, gave it a go by all means. I do have the quarters in 32 and 2, half 105 and 2, 3/4 135 and 4, and again that final mile time 2:06 flat. Unofficial, however, very tight finish. I have them across the wire 15243.
Photo shows the 1, Matamel, over the 5. Tom Julie, 1 over the 5.
All right, so that was our call from Doug. The photo does show the 1 over the 5. Hank LeVan gets it done. Madam L, the 3rd win in 14 starts, actually makes it 2 in a row for this Marseille filly. Just saw a couple breakers, especially with 2-year-old fillies. All right, we know how temperamental sometimes, well, any baby can be, of course, but Muscle Swept made a pretty decent little mile. She did end up running kind of down the mid-stretch with Ryan's stall, however. Looking at her lines, it looks like her couple of last starts have had miscues, but actually not near as late in the race that we did see this afternoon. And here comes Hank back in front of the grandstand as we speak.
Nice drive by Hank there. I didn't know if he was going to get any daylight or not, but it worked
because he was
out for him.
sitting third most of that mile. If he was going to have enough time by the time he did move Madam L, but it ended up working out in his favor. Oh, sorry, I was trying to see if there's a golf cart, but they're taking the long way around. They're not coming up. The golf cart is not coming up the middle, the infield from the backside. They're actually staying clear on top of the track. I'm assuming because that's what Hank was back in front of the grandstand, but it kept going probably to give everybody some time.
Obviously a bit of an obstructed view of the stretch here with the campers.
Fair Racing Conference 2-year-old filly trot. This is the first division for $6,748. Number 1, Madam L. The 2-year-old bay filly by Marseille out of Luzon, Overmare, Hoping Lady. Third of the season in 14 tries. 2-year-old bay filly owned by LeVan Stables. Megan LeVan, our LeVan of Ohio. Hank LeVan trains and drives the winner. Langland's raced by Car B. Fox. The mile 2:06. Official number 1, Madam L, the winner. Number 2, Muscle Swept. 3. The 3, Bankit. 5. The 4, School Kids Fast Girl. 4. Number 5, Tom's Julie. 2. And Number 6, Corfu Flexing 6. The mile 2:06. The quarter 32 and 2. The half 105 and 2. 3/4 135 and 4. 135 426 on the bottom.
See, I just realized when Doug was going through the final, I completely mispronounced the 5's name. I was saying Tom's Jewelry. It is Tom's Jewelry. So my mistake, my apologies. Did end up second in that race. We are final 1-5-2-4 across the wire. That first division of 2-year-old filly trotters. We are going to flip the page into the second race. A division, a one and only division for 3-year-old colt pacers. Scratch down to a field of 6 I will introduce to you shortly. The Richwood Fair is the third and final independent fair that hosts harness racing. Located in Union County, the fair started out as a tri-county event that included parts of Delaware and Marion. The first annual exhibition spanned over 3 days in October of 1892. Livestock has always been important to the Richwood Fair, and harness racing has been a staple since the beginning. Early races featured high-wheeled sulkies, bright-colored silks, and bookies roving through the crowd to take bets. The purse in that first year toppled to $150. One trainer even entered his plow horse, Peter Deere, to compete for the prize money. Richwood was home to many outstanding horsemen, including the 6-time national driving champion, Bob Farrington. Farrington was elected into the Immortal Harness Hall of Fame for becoming the first driver to win more than 200 and 300 races in a single season. He was the driver for the world-famous Rambling Willie, who also made an appearance at the Richwood Fair in 1984. Today, the Richwood Independent Fair is a member of the Ohio Fair Racing Conference. They host 2 days of live-action racing.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference county fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Ashley Daly, Matt Clark behind the camera. Day 1 of 2 here at Richwood Independent Fair. As you heard in our history, this is one of very few independent fairs that are left harness racing. So we actually, as we came on air, I said that we're kind of central, like north central Ohio, kind of north of Columbus, is where we're located. Actually, we're in Union County. So Union County does have its own fair, if you're familiar, Marysville. But there we go. So I do have a guest hopping on. It is not just me, myself, and I at this point. So Harrison LeVan, the younger brother of Hank, who just won the first, and that's how we snuck you in here. We just had him hop up from the winner's circle. So Harrison, why don't you introduce yourself and kind of your family history and what you do here?
So I'm Harrison. I've been running around the fairs for a long time, since I was a little guy. Herb LeVan was my grandpa. Hank trains and drives full-time. Dad Lou is a veterinarian here in Marysville and does quite a bit with the racehorses. So.
But you currently are not full-time in this industry, but you were at one time. You've been there and done that, and you still do help your brother quite a bit.
Yeah, so I unfortunately get to play with 2 jobs at the moment, more so just out of a passion project than anything. But I do help Hank quite a bit. I'm at a lot of the fairs and end up at a lot of the raceways on my days off and burn up a lot of vacation time to be able to do that.
I would guess you're not necessarily local to Richwood, but you did grow up pretty close to Marysville. You guys did train at Marysville for a handful of time.
Yeah, we trained at the Marysville Fairgrounds for a number of years. Growing up, like when I was very little, Dad rented a barn at Marysville, and we had some older horses there. And then when I was going through college, we rented the back barn. Rented one of the quarter horse barns the first year, and then rented one of the back standardbred barns for a couple years in a row there, like 2017 through 2020, 2021. So always grew up around Marysville. Dad's vet clinic is in Marysville, and grew up just outside of Marysville.
Is the farm you're at now still around in the area?
Yeah, so we ended up building a 20-stall barn, and we had an existing barn as well, and then built a half-mile track out there at Mom and Dad's place in Woodstock. So it's all of 15 minutes from Marysville.
I've seen the pictures of the new barn. It's beautiful. It turned out really nice.
Yeah, it's very handy. It's honestly, sometimes we're a little short on stalls, but which you never think when you build it that you need more, but you always end up filling it.
So your brother, he is, I do think he is the busiest trainer here today. He's got 5 in. For the logistics, how does that work for Hank? Does he have 6 in?
I think we have 6 in, yeah.
Regardless, busiest trainer here at Richwood today. How does he do it? He just welcomed his 3rd child. He's got a little boy.
Yeah, so him and his wife Megan just had their 3rd boy, Henry. They're both home, both doing really well. I'm assuming they're watching online, so I'm sure Megan will give me some grief on how I sound on air. But it was actually pretty hard just to get him to take any time away to begin with. So.
Oh yeah, he was back just a couple days later. I can't remember.
Yeah, we got one day of the 2nd string running the show, and then he was back. So.
2nd string, way to put it. Yeah, because you actually had a win on the day that Hank was gone.
Yeah, the 3-year-old trotting colts up there at Van Wert, I ended up getting a win with Jogging Bank Shot, and I believe he's racing here tomorrow, if I remember right.
2nd string was taken off.
Something like that.
Yeah, you got bumped just like that, huh?
Yeah, you do good, and all of a sudden you get fired. It's funny how that works.
So it looks like we do have a handful out for the 2nd race. It is just one division for the Colt Pacers. A nice purse of $12,615. This race is in memory of Lester and Mildred Cribahany. It is scratched a field of 6. I will go ahead and I will introduce this field. So from the rail, we do have Drew Neal, which I have not early in the. We do have Drew Neal down to drive the 1. My hands at Sarah. We'll pass it over to Doug for the post parade.
For the 2nd race, Ohio Fair Racing Conference 3-year-old pace. First of $12,615, making a memory of Lester and Mildred Cribahany, scratch the 4 everlasting cam. These are the horses. Number 1, My Handsome Man, Drew Neal drives. Number 2, all lined up with driver David Ward. Right stall the 3, here's Popeye. Number 4, scratch. Number 5, doing a shot at Crown, Curtis Harper. Number 6 is Dragons Are Fearless with Cameron McCown. And number 7, Rockin' My Boxers, Doc Holliday in the sulky.
All right, going back to our field, I'm sure we will get behind the gate relatively quickly. We have no wagering again here at Richwood. So the 1, My Handsome Man, John Fitzgerald does train, own, and bred this 3-year-old gelding by Racing Hill out of a Jenna's Beach Boar mare, Bub Buns. Drew Neal is in the bike. Very, I would say, lightly started. Only 6 starts as a 2-year-old, coming back quite a bit better this year as a sophomore. Has hit the board 5 times and 13 starts. Has had 1 win that came 3 back. Drew was in the bike there at Napoleon Mile in 2:01 and 4. David Ward will drive the 2, all lathered up for Phil Groves, who also co-owns alongside Myron Coaster of Sydney. This is a 3-year-old gelding by Lather Up. Has hit the board 17 of 26 times this season to make over $35,000. Currently looking to go 3 in a row. Last win came back at Findlay, wire to wire. Final quarter 27-4, mile time 1:59.3. Took a lifetime mark earlier this year at Miami Valley in 1:56. Ryan Stahl will now drive the 3. Here's Popeye for Jess McGowan. This is a bit of a legend in gelding, owned by Here's the Stock out of Bucyrus, and Annie Collier of Galleon. Has hit the board 11 times in 19 to make over $40,000. Most recently had a start at Scioto a couple nights ago in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Had a 3rd place finish in 1:52.1. 2 back from that 3rd, however, was a winner at Napoleon in 2 minutes 3/5. 4 is a scratch. 5, Curtis Harper will drive for Mike Sweeney. Do We Want a Shot of Crown was a winner, wire to wire at Mount Gilead in 2:06.1. 10 starts on the year with 3 wins. The 6, Cam McGowan will drive for wife Jess. Dragons Are Fearless most recently had a 3rd place finish at Scioto Downs in a horse and gelding non-winners of 4 and 1:52.4. Has hit the board 10 of 19 starts this year to make $25,000. Rounding out the field, we do have Ken Holiday on Rockin' My Boxers for Terry Henry. Most recently had a 3rd place finish in 1:58.4, looking for that first seasonal win.
Facing next, My Handsome Man for the lead, all lathered up on the outside. Here's Popeye, takes it up 3rd as they move into the turn. Dragons Are Fearless from the 2nd tier, well placed is 4, doing a shot at Crown, 5 to his outside, and through in the field. Rockin' My Boxers at the opening 8, down the backside to the opening quarter. David Ward, all lathered up. With the lead, racing 2nd, My Handsome Man, Drew Neal. Get that 2-hole trip. Here's Popeye, racing 3rd, racing 4th, doing a shot at Crown, 5th into the turn. Dragons Are Fearless. Rockin' My Boxers trails the field. Opening quarter, 28-4 is. Field paces a straight line. First to move. Here's Popeye. Raced all out of the outside. Picking up that cover. 2nd over. Dragons Are Fearless. Passing the stands for time. 3 in, 3 out the middle. Is all lathered up. Right there, 2nd now. Here's Popeye. 3rd on the outside. Dragons Are Fearless. Racing 4th, My Handsome Man. 5th doing a shot at Crown. Rockin' My Boxers on the outside 6. They're into the turn and heading to the 5/8, and My Handsome Man has the field by the half and 59-1, all lathered up, will guide into the backside. Dragons Are Fearless is next. Here's Popeye doing a shot at Crown. My Handsome Man on the inside, the outside. Rockin' My Boxers as they near 3/4. It is all lathered up with the lead. Dragons Are Fearless on the outside. Nowhere to go through. Here's Popeye racing on the outside, doing a shot at Crown. At the 3/4, 1:27.4. They circle the far turn. All lathered up the leader. Dragons Are Fearless on the outside, trying to wear him down. Here's Popeye's 3rd as they come to the top of the stretch. They're on the turn, they're on the way home. It is all lathered up. Dragons Are Fearless coming to the line. All lathered up. Dragons Are Fearless, 2nd up for 3rd. My Handsome Man. 1:57.3.
A very nice mile for our 3-year-old Colt Pacers. I have, unofficially, of course, 1:57.3, 2:6.13 across the wire. Now would be a great time to mention. So our all-age pace record, I do not, unfortunately, I don't have them broken up by division, but our all-age pace record here was set in 2019, 1:55.4 Friday Night Blue. So that is the time we are gunning for. A couple seconds off of that track record, but regardless, a very nice go for all lathered up, wire to wire, which if we look at his lines, that is exactly how this gelding likes to go. That makes 3 in a row for all lathered up, trained by Philip Groves. 8 wins in 27 seasonal starts, and actually just added quite a bit to his bankroll. Again, this division was just one and only for those 3-year-old colts, so a purse of over $12,000, and he just took home over 6 himself. Has now made over $41,000 this year. Lifetime, all lathered up, is sitting about $78,000 in his 2 years of racing.
We have an update at Marietta. Post time has been changed to 2 p.m. while they try and do a little work on the track over there, or what's left of the track over there. It looks pretty bad. It's rough.
The one photo I saw, it did not look very good.
No.
From Mary Jo, so it'll be interesting to see the work they can do to get that thing tight.
That's so, I guess why here's David back, and we can finish that conversation in a moment.
Number 2, all lather up. 3-year-old big son of the lather of Western Hanover Mare. Moonlight Delight, Philip Rose in partnership with Manchester of City, Ohio owns. Philip Rose trains David Ward, drives the winner of the mile 157, 3/5. Linking this race in memory of Lester and Mildred Grebahenny. Results are official of all Handsome Man 3. 2 all lathered up the winner. Number 3, here's Popeye for Strass, the 5 doing a shot at crown 6. The 6, Dragons are third to number 7, Rockin' My Boxers 5, 157 and 3, 28 and 4, 59 and 1, 127 and 4, 314, scratch 6-2, 5 on the bottom.
So there we go, official for the second race, 2-6-1-3 across the wire, 157 and 3. Okay, so to go back and finish our thoughts quickly about Marietta. So there's actually just 2 races or 2 fairs going on today, if I get my days correct, here on Sunday. So of course you're tuning into us, and Marietta has now been changed to a 2 o'clock post time, trying to get that track into shape. Do we know, was that what they were doing with Marietta?
I don't know. It does look kind of like where they do a tractor pull.
That's what I thought
really,
too.
I mean,
they
it's
must
completely
have used
stripped down to the bare dirt is what it looks like.
But with that, so once we finish up here, we do only have 7. We are going to head into race 3, but you can always tune in to Marietta after us. Now a 2 p.m. post time, actually way towards West Virginia on 2 very different sides of the state, Marietta is. But regardless, we're going to flip the page and go into race 3, the one and only division again for 2-year-old colt trotters.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
For over 100 years, the values at CoverLink Insurance have been clear. Do the right thing. These values have been at the forefront of what we do, and that will never change. At CoverLink Insurance, you're a person, not a policy. Whether you raise crops, livestock, or own the family farm, CoverLink's farm insurance can be tailored to meet your needs. Trusted advice and solutions to protect what matters most. Great service from great people. CoverLink Insurance.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Welcome back. Here we are, day 1 of 2 at the Richwood Independent Fair. We are located in Union County, so kind of that north central part of the state. Later, if you are just tuning into us, Marietta post time has moved to 2 p.m. So on the way south part of the state, they are moving to a 2 p.m. post time, trying to get those track conditions in a better state. We are going to move into race 3, the one and only division for 2-year-old colt trotters, a nice purse of $12,600. Full field of 5. I do believe we score
5 wide.
Yeah, just 5 wide here. So we had trailers in the last race, but nothing. No trailers going into the third. Everything will start on the gate. Yeah, this is your very first time hopping.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever gotten to be on the air, so maybe the last, but we'll see how it goes.
Gotta give yourself a break. Well, first of all, you had a little bit of an adventure getting here. So you snuck over when your brother won the first, and that's how we grabbed you. So
Yeah, at least there's a golf cart ride for it, so saved me from running.
Harrison, you might actually know better than myself. So we do have year-round trainers here.
Correct, yeah. So Alan Anderson, Eddie Bibler, Kenny Holliday has a very large stable here, and Kevin Wolf, who works for my brother Hank, has his 2-year-old colt pacer here as well. So there's probably around 20 to 25 horses here.
That's what I thought. I mean, this track is in pretty nice shape, especially we know in past broadcasts we have talked about how horses on a track every day absolutely make or break it. That's why even I think about the pari-mutuels and those first couple weeks at any pari-mutuel, whether that be Scioto, we're headed into Dayton soon, Miami Valley. They're always a little bit slower, not near as tight, but it helps having horses on a track every single day.
Oh yeah, it makes a big difference, especially a lot of these fair tracks. If you don't have trainers year-round, the care kind of suffers, and then most of the fair boards are very good about getting them tuned up and tight for the races, but if you can do it year-round, it makes a lot more difference than if you pick it up a week or two before the fair races.
With that, I do believe I just heard Doug say we are all out for the field of 5, headed into the third, so we won't go in and introduce this field quite yet because I know that bugle will cut us off. And perfect timing. There it is. So here is Doug Ballinger with the post parade of the third.
For the third race, 2-year-old colt trot for $12,640. Blanket in memory of Patty Crebahenny. A field of 5, the one Amazing Tom with driver David Ward. Number 2, Lavelle, Ryan Stahl drives. Cameron McKellen driving a 3, Massive Hill. Number 4 is Bob's Dream, the driver Austin Hanners. And number 5, Uncle Johnny's Secret, Pierce Henry in the sulky. Horse will take one score.
So there was our field of 5. I'm sure we will move very quickly behind the gate. So starting on the rail, David Ward will drive the 1, Amazing Tom, for the local here, Dan Crebahenny, owned by Dan and Mary Crebahenny out of Richwood. A 2-year-old colt by Long Tom out of a credit winner mare, Playful Credit. This colt has hit the board 10 of 11 starts this year, currently looking to go 8 in a row. Most recent win, of course, came back at Greenville, wire to wire in 2 minutes and 1/5. However, I do want to say, looks like the lifetime mark came at Wapak on July 30th in 2 minutes flat.
Number 2 would be LeVan, trained and driven by Ryan Stahl, owned by Nicole Stahl, Watson Harness Racing, and Stephen Reese. 6 starts on the year, 1 win, 3 seconds, 1/3, good for $15,000 in earnings. Last win came at Mount Gilead on August 27th and 2:08.4.
Cam McGowan will drive the 3 Massive Hill. Ryan Stahl also trains this one, a What the Hill gelding out of the Muscle Massive mare. Looks like we have owners from all over. Stahl owns himself, as well as Watson Harness, K. Stuckey of Tiffin, and W. Hart of Carmel. Has hit the board 5 of 7 times with 3 wins. Most recent win came 2 back at Napoleon in 2:06.4. However, do want to mention how to start in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto Downs on July 25th. Was in the money, didn't hit the board, had a 5th place finish. Final quarter 28.4, mile time 1:59 flat.
The 4 Bob's Dream will be driven by Austin Hanners for Devin Miller, owned by Devin Miller of Sabina. 2-year-old and away we go colt out of Train for the Future. 8 starts on the year, 2,400 in earnings. Still looking for a 1st or 2nd place finish on the year.
Pierce Henry will be in the bike for Mike Sweeney, rounding out our field. Uncle Johnny's Secret, a 2-year-old gelding by Uncle Peter, owned by Pat Sweeney and Lemire Racing of Rockwood, Michigan. 10 starts on the year, has made over $13,000 for this homebred. 3 wins. Most recent came 2 back at Hicksville in 2:06.2. Pierce was in the bike for that one. This is a very familiar mount for Pierce. Do want to mention, had some really bad luck last start out at Mount Gilead. Did end up finishing the race with a 5th place 6, but had all kinds of problems, broken equipment, and miscues beyond that. Does look, though, I mean, not the most consistent horse, but can get it done without all of those breaks and issues. Same thing for Bob's Dream, Harrison, that you introduced. Last couple starts has had a handful of miscues, kind of spread all the way throughout the race, but has stayed flat in 1 start this year for Devin, our trainer at Troy, and was in the money. Did have a 4th place finish in 2:05.1.
I was willing to throw my hat in the ring when they were looking for a driver there for Amazing Tom, but I think they did all right with Dave Ward.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would enjoy sitting behind that horse. He's been very, very good for the Credman family.
I'm smelling like kettle corn or something.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting away with? We are going to move into position behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. 2-year-old colt trotters, 1 division for $12,640, a field of 5. Here's Doug.
Stretch in. Here they come. Trotting Amazing Tom goes to the lead. Massive Hill second off stride. Uncle Johnny's Secret up the inside into the turn. LaBelle trailing the field around the turn. That is Bob's Dream. Down the backside, they trot Amazing Tom and David Ward show the way. Massive Hill will get that 2-hole trip. LaBelle trots 3rd, 4 back to Bob's Dream and trailing the field off stride. Uncle Johnny's Secret, midpoint of the backside, going to the opening quarter. It's Amazing Tom with the lead. Massive Hill now second up the inside. Bob's Dream 3rd. After the break, LaBelle is 4th, and the traitor is Uncle Johnny's Secret. Do an opening quarter at 30 2/5 around the turn. Amazing Tom has that lead, and he has it by a length. Massive Hill right there second. 5 back to Bob's Dream as they race around the turn. Uncle Johnny's Secret is 4th. LaBelle can see them all. Straight alignment to your colt gelding trotters. Come past the stand for the first time, and Amazing Tom and David Ward have a length lead over Massive Hill. Bob's Dream is 3rd, racing 4th. Uncle Johnny's Secret. LaBelle is 5th. They're halfway home, 101 4/5. To the 5/8 they trot. Amazing Tom, the leader, will guide him down the backside, leading Massive Hill by a length. Bob Street third. Fourth is Uncle Johnny's Secret. LaBelle is fifth. Midpoint of the backside. They're all chasing Amazing Tom to the 3/4. Massive Hill is second. Bob Street third. Uncle Johnny's Secret is fourth. Trailing the field, LaBelle. They're into the far turn. Amazing Tom opens up with each and every stride. 3/4, 130 and 2/5. Amazing Tom by 4, now 5, now 6. Off the turn, on the way home. Amazing Tom and David Ward open up to 7. Massive Hill is second. Coming to the line, Amazing Tom. Amazing Tom. And David Ward second on the card. 9th of the year for Amazing Tom. The mile 2:01.
Standing ovation for Amazing Tom here in the stands.
I know. They were. I'm sure our mics. It sounded like our mics picked it up a little bit. The entire crowd, which we have a relatively full grandstand today.
Yeah, nice crowd.
They were clapping. I mean, right at the 3/4 pole. They knew. They knew that there was no going to lose ground on Amazing Tom.
Local crowd does love a local horse.
Oh wow! Look at the crowd coming over now.
This will be probably the fullest winning picture that you will have of the entire card of 2 days.
This race was in memory of Patty Crimin-Haney as well, but I'm sure that it helps that Dan won.
And we have quite the crowd coming across the infield as well.
I don't think there's enough golf carts actually on this ground to get that group over in a timely manner. That makes 9 on the year in just 12 starts. Goes 8 in a row for Amazing Tom. David Ward, already his driving double of the day.
Do we know the young fellow's name that's crossing the track right now?
That is actually Harrison Crimin-Haney.
Okay,
So
all right.
Whenever his mom is hollering for him to do this, that, or another, I end up turning around trying to figure out why I'm getting yelled at or where I'm supposed to be that I'm not at. But
he'll more than likely grab this horse and uncheck it. And
yeah, Harrison is the second trainer for Dan Crimin-Haney and does a very good job.
Horses like this, you always have to wonder if they're staked elsewhere. I guess that is something that we can look up.
So the Amazing Tom is not staked to the Buckeye or the Stallion Series this year.
And that a lot of times, a lot of people just like racing fairs as well, but it'd be interesting to see how he's going to continue out the rest of the season.
For $12,640. Number 1, Amazing Tom. David Ward drives. David Ward, second winner of the day. Dan and Marielle Crimin-Haney of Richwood, Ohio. Dan Crimin-Haney trains. Assistant trainer Harrison Crimin-Haney with Amazing Tom. Blanket memory of Patty Crimin-Haney. The mile 2:01, 9th of the season for Amazing Tom. 40,000 on the year. Let's give him a big hand. Amazing Tom, David Ward, and Harrison Crimin-Haney.
still got more people coming to the winner's circle.
Doctor official number 1, Amazing Tom, the winner. 2, LaBelle, 5. The 3, Massive Hill, 2. Number 4, Bob's Dream, 3. 5, Uncle Johnny's Secret, 4. Time 2:01. Practice to 30 and 2/5. 1:01 and 4. 1:30 and 2/5. 1:52, 3, 4 off the bottom. The mile 2:01.
Amazing Tom has had a lot of practice in the winner's circle, but he does stand very well for a 2-year-old.
I was going to say, so well behaved with all of those people. I mean,
water truck going by
Yeah.
didn't faze him at all.
Brad Conrad trying to direct 45, 50 people in the winner's circle. But no, kind of finishing our conversation before we do go on to our sponsors. So we do think just staked to the fairs, which is, I mean, obviously can make plenty of money. This horse is actually reaching $40,000, getting close to $40,000 in just 12 starts. Was a Buckeye Classic purchase for just $9,500. Has been a great return on investment. Such a nice little horse for the Crib and Hannies. It'd be interesting to see, though, next year how sometimes it is hard, right, to bring a 2-year-old back as a 3-year-old, but it'd be interesting to see how his career will go on because he's been so dominating on these fair circuits. If somebody isn't familiar, there's kind of 3 tiers to racing here in Ohio, and you really have to have them all staked by March 15th, and that is such an early date. I mean, Harrison, you've been behind plenty of horses yourself. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know what they're going to be until you're really behind the gate in racing.
Yeah, there's a lot of horses that a lot of people will, over the years, they'll stake kind of across the board. They'll stake to all 3 levels. Some horses that are very good in March fade off or don't develop as you'd like them to, and other horses that you stake lightly in March, then they develop a lot, and then you wish that you would have staked them heavier by the time that the racing comes around. But overall, it's always kind of just a guess.
It's part of the game, right? It's part of the game.
Yeah, a very, very nice colt for the Krebnany family. And almost every fair they go to, they almost have that many people in the winner's circle. So even though Richwood is their home fair and the Krebnanys do train here, he has quite the following.
We are going to turn the page and head into race 4. We're starting to hit that mid-card point. The first division for 3-year-old filly pacers, a full field of 5 that Harrison and I will introduce after a couple messages from the sponsors.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Mark your calendar for the new and exciting North American Standard Bred Mix Sale. Tuesday, December 17th at the Mount Hope Event Center in Mount Hope, Ohio. Broodmares, broodmare prospects, racehorses, and stallion shares. Pedigrees announced by Ed Teefee and Gabe Pruitt. Online bidding, clean, heated facility. The North American Standard Bred Mix Sale. A live auction to see quality horses with industry-leading pedigrees. Tuesday, December 17th in Mount Hope, Ohio. Entries open September 5th.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Matt, you've been coming to Richwood for a couple of years, haven't you?
Yeah, yep.
We had a question on air that said, why no wagering? I don't think we
honestly, I think that the tote company kind of has to make a decision because of how they're spread out over this weekend. I don't know that they have the equipment to come here and set up.
Because I don't remember. I haven't, truthfully, I haven't been to Richwood. I grew up relatively local as well. I'm not that far away, but I haven't been here for years and years, and I couldn't remember if wagering was a norm
They didn't
here.
have it last year.
Okay.
They did.
They used to have it when I was younger. They did used to have wagering, so I think a lot of it just depends on, like Matt was saying, the tote company scheduling and just availability of patrons to support it.
And this weekend is wicked. Is it tomorrow? There's 4.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
actually,
busy day.
Van Ward is going as well, but we just frankly don't have enough camera kits and people to cover all of it.
Hopefully next year we'll get that straightened out. Finley, after speaking with Tony Hufford, they've not traditionally had wagering for as long as I can remember, I guess, but they are going to try and bring it back next year. Tony Hufford on the fair board there, that they are putting some resources into the racing program over there now to resurface the track, and he really would like to try and get the tow company back over there. So
the track was so great this year,
it really
especially when you said on air that they really just resurfaced it a handful of weeks ago. I was like, what?
Yeah.
We had a lot of divisional and all over track records fall, and it's such a huge equine community up there that I hope they can get it going, because I'm sure people will turn out.
I wish they could get the tow company here if it is something that they'd like, because there is a nice crowd here. And looking at down the backside there during the race, I mean, there was a couple hundred people back there. I mean, they might all be horsemen, but they might throw a few bucks something, I mean, I think it'd be worth it here. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
$2 here and there at least buys lunch.
Right.
We just, Friday night, Susan, Kim, and myself, we were at Scioto Downs for our tickets and TV giveaway. Hopefully a few of you listening were able to join us, but regardless, if your name was drawn and you didn't win the TV, we still gave a $10 betting voucher as like a consolation prize, and somebody just came up to me and said that he put all $10 on Charlie May to win, and so made almost $40 back. So that's a way to double your money. So.
Nice.
It's not a bad return on investment there.
No, especially, Charlie May, his first one of the season, he was due. A horse has been racing, 48 miles and still hadn't notched a win. So that was nice to see him in the winner's circle at Scioto.
Sub 150, like 10 starts in a row and couldn't get a win. It's incredible.
Had still made quite a bit of money. I think he was over the $100,000 mark for the year, but just won the Ohio Sire Stake Age Championships for the veterans. They were going for a purse of $85,000, so that was not a bad night for. I think he went in 149 apiece.
49-2, I believe. And I don't think that's his first time winning the Age Sire Stakes Championship. I think he's a repeat.
That it is not. A handful of years ago, we would race our red horse, Rose Run Ulysses, in with him, and we knew we couldn't beat Charlie May. We were just hoping for a check against Charlie May. So I do think we've got 3 or 4 out, maybe.
Harrison, real quick, with the amount of horses that you guys race, do you still get kind of anxious or wound up every time they go behind the gate, or is it kind of numb to you now?
At this point, honestly, a lot of the time we just don't have time.
So can't hardly think about it. Just move on to the next one.
A lot of the time you don't have time, and then the rest of the time the horses have plenty of starts on them. We have plenty of starts on us, so it's kind of old hat at the end of the day. So you just get used to it, and you just kind of keep on going.
Now do you have your provisional license, or what technically is your licensure?
So I have a provisional driver's license and then a general training license.
Okay. I didn't know if you had been at parimutuel. Have you raced in a parimutuel?
Not this year. I had a couple parimutuel starts last year up at Northfield in the amateur series, but I have not had any parimutuel starts this year.
And I guess that was kind of, I'll say this quickly, was kind of my question is it probably depends a lot on what race you're in too. As far as the nerves go.
Yeah, the more money you go for, obviously, the more nervous you get, and the better chance you have, the more you overthink it type thing. So every race you go out there and you try to win.
First Division Ohio Fair Racing Conference 3-year-old filly pays for $6,570. Total purse $13,140. Moncross Memorial tried to rush to drive the 2 Buck Juice. Number 1 is Traveling Band with Pierce Henry. Here's the 2 Buck Juice. Tyler Rush drives. The 3, I'm a Flirt with Curtis Harper. The 4, Hold Mama L, Hank LeVan. And number 5 is Bella Rain. Austin Hanners in the sulky. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate.
Pierce Henry will drive the 1 Traveling Band for Michael Lee, who also owns this 3-year-old filly by Lather Up out of a Dragon Again mare, Dragon Moon. Most recently at Scioto Downs, and a non-winners of 1 for fillies and mares. Had a 4th place finish and 156 flat. However, I do want to mention had a start very early in the year at Miami Valley, and on May 1st in the Buckeye Stallion Series was just a tick out of the money. Looks to have taken quite a bit of time off, about 3 months in between that season. However, very lightly started as a 2-year-old and only 3 lifetime starts as a sophomore.
The 2 will have a driver change to Tyler Rush for trainer Timothy Grubb, a 3-year-old filly by Bit of a Legend out of the well-said mare Southern Accent, owned by regular Ohio driver Chris Page and Bo Brown. Filly has had 17 starts on the year, 3 wins, 4 seconds, and 2/3, good for $24,000 seasonal earnings. 2 starts back, raced in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Northfield, was 4th, and paced her mile in 56-1.
Curtis Harper will drive the 3. I'm a Flirt for Mike Sweeney, a filly by I'm Gorgeous out of a Western Hanover mare. Did not start any as a 2-year-old. However, this year as a sophomore does have 12 starts with 2 third-place finishes on the board. Did have a 3rd-place finish over at Hicksville, mile in 2:06 flat, final quarter 30-4. Seems to be one, despite a very slow start to her career, is figuring it out.
The 4 will be Holden Mama L, driven and trained by Hank LeVan for LeVan Stables. A 3-year-old filly by Pet Rock out of the artificial mare Shake What Mama Gave You, bred by Don and Marcia Brake. She's had 25 starts on the year, 6 wins, including 3 in a row, 6 seconds, 2/3, good for $30,000 in seasonal earnings. Her most recent win came at Findlay in 2-4.
Rounding out the field, Austin Hanners will drive Bella Rain for Ron Steck, who also owns this Dancin' Yankee filly. Another one that was very lightly started as a 2-year-old, did only have 2 starts as a freshman. However, this year coming back quite a bit stronger. 14 starts with 5 wins. Most recent win did come last start out at Mount Gilead, wire to wire in a 2:04. Final quarter 31-1. Took a lifetime mark earlier this year at Scioto Downs in 152-1. This field of 5, tends to have talent all over the board. We have horses that were very lightly started, if started at all, as a 2-year-old. And then, of course, Harrison, like you mentioned, Hold Mama L, one that doesn't need a whole lot of introduction. If anybody's been following the fair circuit, has made over $30,000 this year. And also, Bug Juice has made about 24. So talent all over the board for this field of 5. We will see how it pans out. Here's Doug.
For the lead, Holden Mama L from the inside. Trampling Band is off stride. Holden Mama L, Bella Rain up on the outside. Will take a tuck and get that 2-hole trip. Bug Juice comes out in 3rd, racing 4th. I'm a Flirt. The Trampling Band is still on stride as they head up the backside. Holden Mama L, Hank LeVan lead the way by 3.5. Racing next is Bella Rain. Then it is Bug Juice. I'm a Flirt 4th, and trailing is Trampling Band. Field of 5. Straight alignment by the opening quarter, and Holden Mama L has the field by the quarter, 28 2/5. Holden Mama L leads the way. Second is Bella Rain. 3rd, Bug Juice racing 4th is I'm a Flirt, and trailing the field, Traveling Band. Into the lane first time, they come on over to the half. Holden Mama L, Hank LeVan, half the lead. Holden Mama L looking for Cease's win number 7. Leads it by a length. Bella Rain right there, nose to helmet is 2nd. Bug Juice is 3rd, some 3 lengths from the front. Then it is I'm a Flirt 4th, the Trampling Man. Halfway home, 58-3. To the 5/8 they go. Holden Mama L will guide him to the backside. Here comes Bug Juice, out and on the move on the outside. Now 3rd, Bella Rain to the inside. I'm a Flirt 4th, Trampling Band to the outside. Down the backside they go. Bug Juice coming after that leader, Holden Mama L, and they're going at him on the front end. They're stride for stride into the far turn. Bug Juice has grabbed the lead by 3 parts of a length. Holden Mama L is 2nd. Bella Rain moves to the outside 3rd. They're off 3/4, 127-3. With an 1/8 of a mile to pace, it is Bug Juice and Tyler Rush. Holden Mama L 2nd. Bella Rain on the outside 3rd. I'm a Flirt is 4th. Down the stretch a pace. Bug Juice with the lead coming to the line. Bug Juice Gotta be tight for second. Buck Juice, very tight on the line for second. Either Bella Rain or Holden Mama L. $158, 1/5.
158 and 1. A nice brisk mile for our 3-year-old filly Pacers. Our huge move by Bug Juice on that backside. Tyler Rush gets it done for Tim Grubb. This makes for the 4th win of the season in just 18 starts as a sophomore.
4 wins this year.
For Bug Juice.
Tyler Rush has won half of those. He won with her at Oak Harbor as well. I might not be on the program, but
So it looks like Marysville's the only one left on the program with Tyler. But I do remember the start at Oak Harbor as well that he won with her.
Very, very tight for second. Wasn't even going to try to call it between old Mama L and Bella Rain. So we will wait for that photo finish with that. But no, taking a look back, though, at Bug Juice's lines, if anybody is following along with us, what to say, about 5 back. I mean, this mare can race huge. She really can. At Northfield Park, so that half-mile track up at Northfield at the Summit County Fair, she started from the trailing 9th post position, found herself 2 wide by the half, and then was four wide, right? 4 wide, 3 wide?
4 wide, yeah.
4 wide at the 3/4 pole. Like, she can race huge, and I mean, Tyler gave her the trip today. We don't see Tyler very much at the fairs, but he helps. Who does he help?
Brian Brown, I think.
Is it Brian Brown?
Yeah, I believe he's worked for Brian Brown this year. I think he worked for Ron Steck last year, and he kind of bounces back and forth between Ronnie and Brian Brown, depending on the year and depending on who has more horses and needs the help.
I'm glad we kind of got something cleared up, the L at the end of some of the horses' names, because some of the announcers don't say it. Jason Settlemore didn't say it. I think the announcer up at Cleveland didn't say it. Like they would drop it like an A or an N, for Australia or New Zealand. So we are supposed to include the L at the end of the names.
Yeah, Dad started doing that when I was younger. We bred a lot of mares, and Dad did it kind of as a way to makes it easy to keep track and easy to find them in a program, and kind of like a stable marker. Mm-hmm. We kind of brought it over from the show cattle side of the business, where each farm, when you breed, you have your symbol or your logo at the front of the name. So it would be like LF Holden Mama would be like a cow that we had bred, so we just kind of brought it over from the show cattle side of things.
Conference 3-year-old filly phase. Number 2, Buck Juice, 3-year-old baby filly by Bit of a Legend. Out of the West Set Mare, Southern Accent. 4th of the season for Buck Juice. Owned in partnership with Chris Page, Delaware, Bo Brown of Ostrander. Timothy Grubb trains. Tyler Rush drives the winner of the mile. 158, 1/5. Buck Juice takes the first division of the 3-year-old. Billy Pace, blanket by Monk Ross Memorial. Results are official. Number 1, Traveling Band, 5. 2, Buck Juice, the winner of the 3, I'm a Flirt, 4. 4, Holden Mama L3, the 5, Bella Rain at 2. 158, 1/5, 28 and 2, 58 and 3, 127 and 3, 5, 1, 4, 3, 2 on the bottom.
So there we go. Official for the 4th. We have officially passed the halfway point. In our racing card, we go 2-5-4 official across the wire. Tyler Rush for Tim Grubb, their first win of the card. Finishing that conversation, Harrison, about the L, I think there was a very specific question at one time, and I should have asked right then and there, but it's everything. The L is everything that starts as a 2-year-old in your stable.
Correct, yeah. So anything we buy out of any of the sales, the jug sale, the Buckeye sale, we're not very superstitious when it comes to renaming horses. There's been a lot of people that refuse to rename horses, but every horse that we end up buying ends up getting renamed. And sometimes they keep the original name, we just add the L, and other times we'll change the name completely.
Gotcha. Well, there we go. A little bit of insight from Harrison. We're going to flip the page and go into race 5, the 2nd division for 2-year-old filly trotters, a field of 6 that we will introduce after a couple of messages.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding farm. Cool Winds stands the popular dancing Yankee, a two-time world champion, along with 2019 jug winner Southwind Ozzy, a son of Some Beach Somewhere. Cool Winds also stands the royally bred $2 million earning Western Fame. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 13th.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Thanks for joining us. Here we are headed into race 5 at the Richwood Independent Fair up in Union County. We do have a field of 6. If you are just joining us, head on over to harnessracingohio.com. You can download that program for free and follow along through the rest of the races with us. We do score 5 wide here at Richwood, so we will have a trailer, the 6-horse Mercy Marcy, in our 5th race. Looks like we might have a couple out. Harrison, what kind of, your brother's got one in here, Callie L. What kind of insight can you give us on this filly?
She's come a long way, realistically. She and then just being a green 2-year-old trotting filly, but she's slowly starting to put it together. The line to be announced from Van Wert, she did finish 2nd up there and was beaten by a very good filly. And so we'll see. Hopefully she behaves.
Weeks in all of our broadcasts, we can't believe we're already buying babies for next year. Do you know plans for the LeVan stable?
Nothing concrete. We did end up buying one summa cum laude filly out of the August sale. We have, I believe, 10 2-year-olds racing currently, so the majority of them will be kept over as 3-year-olds, so I'm not 100% sure number-wise what we'll keep over.
For these sales, do you, your brother, dad, everybody, do you have certain stallions that you lean towards and hope to grab? Or is it really just based on, of course, pedigree always going to play a part into it, but really maybe what they're going for price-wise?
Pedigree, confirmation more important than most things. Pedigree usually second. If their video's good, as long as they look athletic, that's one of the bigger things. They can not be the best bred thing, but if they look athletic and look like they will make a racehorse, that always counts for something.
Right. No, and we've said it a million times. Horses don't know what you pay for them. You could pay $85,000 and they couldn't even start as a 2-year-old, or you could pay $6 and have a sire stake winner. By all means.
That is the fun part about harness racing. There's millionaires that have cost $2,000, and there's horses that have cost $1 million that have made $2,000. So it's more fun to be the cheaper guy, but
If
it just depends on the year.
Right. If anybody's kind of listened to us and has no idea what we're talking about, so the first sale of the season, the Blooded Horse, did just finish last Tuesday, I think. Not that long ago, regardless, but the big sale, the Ohio Selected, is coming up on Friday the 13th of September, so just a couple weeks away. And then also the Buckeye Classic has some nice horses come out of it as well, and that is in October. And really, all of these trainers, owners, you name it, there is, I mean, you study a sale catalog, you show up early to look at horses, you watch videos to see them move. Like, it is a full process. You do not just walk into a sale and hope for the best. I mean, some might. There's different philosophies, I will say, but a lot of people, there is a ton of time that go into buying babies.
Yeah, there's a lot of homework that gets done ahead of time, that's for sure.
Holiday drives a 4, money shot. Of field is 6. Number 1, LT Madonna. Lipton Bell drives. Number 2 is Speed of an Angel, driven by Emmanuel Miller. 3, Caliel with Hank LeVan. Number 4, Money Shot, Duck Holiday. 5 is Strike a Pose, Rory Moore driving. Rounding out the field, number 6, Mercy Marcy, Ryan Stahl in the sulky. Take one score, go to the key.
Harrison, why don't you introduce us to the field and we'll just get going.
So the rail horse LT Madonna is driven by Clifton Bell for trainer Curtis Massey, a 2-year-old filly by Long Tom out of the credit winner mare Holy Mary. 8 seasonal starts on the year and is good for 1,800 in earnings and is looking for her first finish on the board.
Emmanuel Miller will drive the 2, Speed of an Angel. Also trains for owners Chris Beaver, Joe Sabraco, Tim Homan, and VIP Internet Stable. This is a 2-year-old filly by Marseille, coming off of a win wire-to-wire at Mount Gillian. Went that mile in 2:05 and 2. This filly has made $8,300 in 9 starts, hitting that board 5 times.
The 3, Caliel, will be trained and driven by Hank LeVan, a 2-year-old What the Hill filly out of the Claudius Augustus mare Sandy's Song, owned by LeVan Stables, Megan LeVan, Max Perry, and Edward Perry. 11 seasonal starts, 1 win at Lima, and 2 4 and 3.
Ken Holliday will drive the 4, Money Shot for Roy Moore. This is a filly by Muscle Up the Goal out of a Cash Hall mare, Rapid Cash. One that likes to go pretty consistently in 2:07 and a piece. I will say has hit the board 7 of 10 times to make about $6,700 this year. 4 back. Tried to go wire to wire, but ended up getting beat by a little over a length at Attica. Second place in 2:07 flat.
The second Rory Moore entry is the 5, Strike a Pose, trained and driven by Rory Moore, owned by Rory Moore and Susan K. Sandstrom, a 2-year-old Muscle Up the Goal filly out of the Perfectly Stud Picture Perfect. 10 seasonal starts on the year, 1 second at Tiffin and 213, good for $3,200 in seasonal earnings.
Ryan Stahl trains, drives, and co-owns the 6, Mercy Marcy. Now our 6 will start from that second tier. This is a 2-year-old filly by Marseille, owned by Stahl, Watson Harness, K. Stuckey, and W. Hart of Carmel, Maine. Has hit the board in half of the 6 seasonal starts. Will say she's had a little bit of trouble actually including this one. Her last 3 starts, she served in the second tier. But if we look 6 back, she was a winner at Oak Arbor. Ryan in the bike, 2:09 and 1, has made $6,500 as a freshman. Was a $16,000 purchase out of the Ohio Select Sale last year. Here is Doug with the call of the 5th.
Trotting Speed of an Angel from the inside, racing between horses, Caliel, Money Shot on the outside, fielded trotters moving to the turn, Mercy Marcy, well placed from the second tier, up the inside is now in that 3rd position, LT Madonna second to last, and Racing sixth and last is Strike a Pose as they head up the backside. Trot to the opening quarter. Speed of an Angel. Emmanuel Miller with the lead. They lead it by 2. Caliel is second. Mercy Marcy trots third. Racing fourth is Money Shot into the turn. Strike a Pose is fifth. And LT Madonna trails the field. Opening quarter was trotted at 29 and 2/5. Speed of an Angel and Emmanuel Miller showed the way. Caliel racing second. Mercy Marcy is third. Money Shot fourth. Fifth to Strike a Pose and trailing the field. LT Madonna passing the stands first time. Straight alignment, Billy Trotters coming to the half, and Speed of an Angel has the lead and has it by 2 over Caliel, and Caliel leads Mercy Marcy by 5. Money Shot is fourth, fifth is Strike a Pose, sixth is LT Madonna. As they move into the turn, they're halfway home in a minute and 2/5. They head to 5-8. Speed of an Angel opens up to 3. Caliel second, Mercy Marcy third, fourth is Money Shot, fifth Strike a Pose, trailing LT Madonna. They're off the turn, they're on to the backside, and they're all chasing Speed of an Angel, who has opened up and got away from this field by 5. Caliel second, Mercy Marcy third, Money Shot fourth, into the turn, Strike a Pose fifth. LT Madonna trails 3/4, 129 and 4, around the far turn with the lead. Speed of an Angel by 5. Caliel is next. Mercy Marcy third. Money Shot fourth. Strike a Pose fifth. The traitor LT Madonna coming to the line. Speed of an Angel. Emmanuel Miller. The mile 2:01.
2:01 flat for our winner. Speed of an Angel put up some nice fractions. I will say I did not catch them to the half, but opening quarter went 29 and 2.
A very rare oddity for a 2-year-old trotting filly race when every horse out of 6 stays flat for the entire mile.
And I'm sure she was on a gallop at least once out there scoring down, that 2-horse was.
Yeah, trotting fillies are always interesting, that's for sure.
That is 2 in a row for Speed of an Angel in just 10 lifetime starts. And I will say that lowers, as a new lifetime mark, lowers that mark by quite a bit. Originally, she was a winner in 2:05 and 2, so she lowered it by almost 4, well, actually more than 4 seconds.
It also looks like this is trainer Emmanuel Miller's first seasonal win. I'm not sure if it's his first ever training win, but it is his first training win of 2024.
I know Emmanuel definitely as a driver. I think he's up at Northfield quite a bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, he spent a lot of time down in Kentucky this year at Oak Grove and raced quite a few of the fair circuits down there, and then came back up to Ohio about halfway through the fair season up here and has done very well.
I didn't know that he trained any, but I definitely knew him as a driver. But very interesting. So at least the first seasonal win for Emmanuel Miller as a trainer. Speed of an Angel was a $31,000 purchase out of the Ohio Select Sale, and that was a pretty nice little purse they were going for today. She then ups her lifetime earnings to about $12,000.
Hero Billy Trotters for $6,748. Number 2, Speed of an Angel, the Giro Bay Filly by Marseille out of the Muscle Massive Mare, Keystone Angel. Third up this season for Speed of an Angel. She's owned by Emmanuel Miller of Delaware. Eager Gentile of Daytona Beach, Florida. Emmanuel Miller trains and drives the winner. The mile. The mile in 2:01. 2:01, the winning time.
All right, everybody. All right, look it out here, man.
Results are official. Fifth race, number 1, LT Madonna 6. The 2, Speed of an Angel, the winner. 3, Caliel 2, 4, Money Shot 4, 5, Strike a Pose 5, 6, Mercy Marcy 3. 29 and 2 for the quarter, then half a minute, 2/5, 3/4, 129 and 4. The winning time 2:01. 6-1-2-4-5-3 on the bottom.
So we have our programs are printed incorrectly. We had a correction. So Emmanuel Miller trains, owns, and drives. So I originally announced it as a Chris Beaver owned, but I think it just recently moved hands. So congratulations. It looks like his first seasonal win as a trainer. Speed of an Angel, a new lifetime mark in 2:01 flat.
He's got an eye for horses. I ran into him out at the Meadowlands when I was out there, and he didn't have a program and was just kind of watching horses out there, and he could pick out, criticisms of horses at the Meadowlands, which is not necessarily easy to do. And he was typically right. Like if he thought a favorite shouldn't be the favorite, he was pretty spot on.
And he's young.
Yeah.
He's only 26.
Yep.
He's very young, so.
Yeah, Manny is a very sharp horseman.
Does he go by Manny? Does he prefer Manny?
Emmanuel Manny. He hasn't
He'll
corrected
answer.
me either way.
Yeah, he'll
I think
answer
he
to
responds
whatever.
to the majority of them.
We're actually towards the back end of our card, headed next to the penultimate, the 6th of just 7 races here on day 1 at Richwood. The second division for 3-year-old filly pacers, a full field of 5. That will be up next.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Money, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 13th.
For over 100 years, the values at CoverLink Insurance have been clear. Do the right thing. These values have been at the forefront of what we do, and that will never change. At CoverLink Insurance, you're a person, not a policy. We're here to get you the right coverage: home, auto, business, and farm. CoverLink covers you, your family, and your business. Trusted advice and solutions to protect what matters most. Great service from great people. CoverLink Insurance.
Mark your calendar for the new and exciting North American Standard Bred Mix Sale, Tuesday, December 17th at the Mount Hope Event Center in Mount Hope, Ohio. Broodmares, broodmare prospects, racehorses, and stallion shares. Pedigrees announced by Ed Teefee and Gabe Pruitt. Online bidding, clean, heated facility. The North American Standard Bred Mix Sale, a live auction to see quality horses with industry-leading pedigrees. Tuesday, December 17th in Mount Hope, Ohio. Entries open September 5th.
Thanks for joining us. Here we are headed into race 6 of 7 for the first card at Richwood Independent Fair. Headed into the second division of 3-year-old filly pacers, a purse of $6,570. A field of 5. Looks like there are a couple out. We have no wagering here at Richwood, so we've been rolling right around. There we go, right along. We got. I don't know what that was. My mic sorted out on me. Sorry. Anyway, what were we saying? We no wagering here, so we've been rolling right along behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. Has anybody ate fair food here yet?
I have not here yet.
Well, post time at 11, it was hard to grab anything beforehand, but we
wasn't
haven't
much open. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't. But we haven't had a Frank Frost food report, I feel like, in a very long time.
So historically, there is a building on the far side of the track over by the tile plow that always did breakfast.
Oh, I wish I would have known that. If you would have showed up on time, Harrison, you could have told me that. I walked like this little strip around the first turn trying to see if somebody had a breakfast sandwich, because it takes me, Matt and I have quite a bit of a haul here to get in the morning, so we left early, and I was trying to find something to eat, and I was like, well, I'm out of luck.
I had a couple donuts from the Fulton County Fair on the way down. I loaded up on some donuts last night.
So you were talking about donuts with Doug.
Yeah.
Right when I got here this morning.
Make
so are those
right underneath the grandstand? So like everybody that sits in the grandstand the whole time, all you can smell are donuts. It's impossible to not go down there and get some.
Are they like regular glazed donuts, or what are we talking?
They have different toppings. They've got like chocolate and strawberry and maple and stuff. Whatever you want. It's for like a booster. I think it's the Wasion Band boosters kind of take over. But I mean, people go nuts for them.
I know, isn't it? It's so much fun to hop around all these fairs that, maybe you've never been to, maybe you grew up with, and how different each one is. Even when it comes to the food scene, like we were talking about these egg rolls up at Findlay that are renowned like any other.
Yep, and I like them all, and that's kind of the problem. Usually summertime is where I slim down a little bit, and not this
You
year
can't.
so
I gotta
much.
say, you can't do it when this is all we do day in and day out. You sit in a car at some capacity, and then you sit at a fair.
Yep. Think about what kind of food I'm going to get when I get out of the car, and that's my day.
That's the best part of the fairs, though.
It is.
Say we are just, well, actually, I think we may have an update. I was going to say we are just one of 2 fairs going today. Marietta was a scheduled 1 p.m. post. Last official word that we had, it was moved back to 2. They had some tough track conditions they were trying to get figured out. However, Frank did send us a text that there might have been movement again. So once we have official word, we will let everybody know. But with that, with Labor Day, Monday, tomorrow, there is I shouldn't say very big card, but they're all over the place. Let me open up my Huff's Guide and see where we are at. Of course, joining us back here tomorrow, Matt and I will be here with Tom Pye, post time of 1 p.m. Marietta is scheduled to go tomorrow with their second card, again at 1 p.m. as well. And actually, we have more than that, don't we?
Van Wert will race tomorrow, Richwood will race tomorrow at 1, and there's one other fair that's racing tomorrow.
They all get jumbled at this point in the year. But lots of county fair harness racing. I'm sure you could probably tune in to Facebook at any given time, and you will find a program going tomorrow on Labor Day.
Looks like we do have one update in this race. Ryan Stahl will drive the 5, Live Lively, for trainer Donald High.
These are the horses for this 6th race. Second Division Ohio Fair Racing Commerce 3-year-old filly Pace for $6,570. Number 1, No Warning Whatever with Cameron McCowan. Number 2, Rockin' Ray L. Hank LeVan drives. Pierce Henry drives the 3 special. The 4th biggest affair with driver Drew Neal. And number 5 is Live Lively. Ryan Stahl in the sulky.
All right, the second division of 3-year-old filly pacers on the rail. We have No Warning Whatever, Cam McGowan in the bike for wife Jessica McGowan, owned by Gene Will of Fredericksburg, Ohio. This is a black filly by the Ponderosa out of a Badlands Hanover mare, No Picnic. Kind of lightly started as a 2-year-old, just had 6 starts last year, didn't hit the board but made a little bit of money. Coming back, has had 7 starts this year as a sophomore with 1 win and 2 third-place finishes. Spends a lot of time at Scioto Downs, actually. Has been racing most recently in a non-winners of 1. Finally did win out of that class 2 starts back on August 13th. Was a winner in 1:56.4, final quarter 29-3 with Cam in the bike.
The 2 Rockin' Rael will be trained and driven by Hank LeVan for owners LeVan Stables, Megan LeVan, Rosemary LeVan, and Adam Heffelfinger of Ashland. A 3-year-old filly by Fear the Dragon out of the Rock and Roll Hanover mare Rockonomics. 24 seasonal starts, 8 wins, 5 seconds, 2/3, and $36,000 in earnings for 2024.
Leaving from the 3rd post position, we have Camilla Special, Pierce Henry to drive for Joe Paver, owned by Dennis Paver and Joe Paver himself. Here out of Marysville, this is a brown filly by Racing Hill out of a Mr. Wiggles mare. Another one that only had 7 starts as a freshman, still made quite a bit of money, coming back a touch slower as a sophomore. 8 starts with 3 second-place finishes, most recently was second at Mount Gilead by a little over a length in 2:01 flat. However, do want to mention a start back from that at Northfield. Did begin in the Buckeye Stallion Series, was out of the money, had a 6th-place finish, but still went up at Northfield in 1:56.1.
And that was a 6th place finish by 2.5 lengths back. So very close to the money. The 4 is The Biggest Fair. Drew Neal will drive for trainer David Warnstaff. A 3-year-old filly by Big Bad John out of the Towner's Big Guy mare, Big Affair in Town, owned by David Warnstaff. 10 starts on the year, 2 wins. Most recent was at Mount Gilead in 2-1 and 4.
Ryan Stahl will round out the field with Live Lively, trained by Donald High. This is 3-year-old filly by Pet Rock, still looking for the first lifetime win.
Rockin' Ray L goes right out to the front. Nothing whatsoever comes out in second. Racing third, Camellia Spatial, the biggest affair fourth, and Live Lively will take a tuck and beat Eric Trader. This field's covered by 7 lengths as they head up the backside, and Rockin' Ray L. Hank LeVan have the lead and have it by a length. No warning whatsoever. Races second, third, Camellia Spatial, the biggest affair fourth. Live Lively trails the field fifth, and straight alignment at the opening quarter. 3-year-old fillies by the quarter. Rockin' Ray L has the lead. No warning whatever is second. Third, Camellia Spatial, the biggest affair fourth. Live Lively trails the field. 30 and a fifth for the opening split. They circle the turn and come to the 3/8, and Rockin' Ray L shows the way. No warning whatever is second. Camellia Spatial third, the biggest affair fourth. Live Lively continues to trail the field. Passing the stands, coming to the halfway point, it is Rockin' Ray L looking for 9th of the season. No warning whatever, right there second. Camellia Spatial is next, the biggest affair, and Live Lively. The half in 102 and a fifth. The breather there for the leader, Rockin' Ray L, as they head up the backside. No warning whatever, out and on the move. Here comes Camellia Spatial from third and moving up. The biggest affair fourth. Live Lively trails the field. On to the 3/4 they go. Rockin' Ray L with the lead. Camellia Spatial on the outside. No warning whatever is third. The biggest affair fourth. Live Lively trails the field. They're into the far turn at the 3/4 in 1:30 and 4/5. Around the far turn, Camellia Spatial on the outside. The inside, Rockin' Ray L with an 1/8 of a mile to pace. The biggest affair on the outside. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Rockin' Ray L on the outside. No warning whatever coming to the line. Rockin' Ray L. Hank LeVan, second winner on the card. Camellia Spatial second. Home third. No warning whatever. 2 minutes, 2/5.
Watching the horse.
So I believe we picked up some audio for some very young fans down there by the winner's circle that seem to be having the time of their life.
I believe it was it 2 minutes, 2/5, Harris? Is that what you got down?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow, good back half.
Yeah, it really was. I have 2-3-1-4. That was a pretty nice little finish, though. The 3-horse Camellia Spatial with Pierce Henry did make a go, but just couldn't get it done. Hank LeVan wins. That's his second on the card?
I believe so, yeah.
Or is that third? We might be wrong, Harrison.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It is Hank's second win on the card. Can you tell us anything about this filly?
So Rockin' Ray L was a $8,000 purchase from the Ohio Select Sale, has raced in and out of the Buckeye Stallion Series as 2 and a 3-year-old, has raced primarily at the fairs this summer, and has now notched her 9th seasonal win for 2024, and this pushes her earnings close to $40,000 for this season.
Pretty gutsy effort there, coming through the lane.
Yeah, she is one that she does not like to be beaten. So if she is on the front, and as long as they don't get past her, she will try until the end.
For 3-year-old filly pacers, this division for $6,570. Number 2, Rockin' Ray L. The 2-year-old bay filly by Fear the Dragon out of the Rock and Roll Hanover mare, Rockonomics. Her 9th of the season. Rockin' Ray L is owned with a partnership with the LeVan stables, Megan LeVan, R. LeVan, and a heifer of Ohio. Hank LeVan trains and drives the winner, the mile, 2 minutes, 2/5. Flanking in this race from the Richard Lair Stable. Let's give a big hand. The Richard Lair Stable and the winners, Rockin' Ray L. and Hank LeVan. Results are official. No warning, 1, Ever 3. The 2, Rockin' Ray L, the winner. Number 3, Camellia Spatial 2. 4, The Biggest Affair 4. Number 5, Live Lively 5. The winning time, 2 minutes, 2 fifths. 30 and a fifth, 102 and 1, 130 and 4 fifths. 3, 1, 2, 4, 5 on the bottom.
All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So Harrison, I guess another question for you just about the LeVan stables in general. Just taking a look at her lines. So you guys, I mean, you can race. Sometimes you'll take a week in between fairs, or sometimes you'll go, every 3 or more days. Is there ever a rhyme or reason to that, or is it really just what fairs you guys prefer to go to and when you got to drop in the box?
A lot of it just depends on what circuit you're in and where we stake to. So for the most part, our horses are staked kind of across the board. So we stake through the Ohio Fair Racing Conference and through the OCRA in its entirety. And one of the newer additions to the staking guide in the last couple of years is you are allowed to, for an extra fee, you're allowed to essentially hand pick 3 extra fairs out of the home talent fair circuit. So we always add on Hilliard there in Franklin County, Bucyrus, and usually Coshocton Fair in October, just to kind of try to fill in some of the gaps for the OCRA and the Ohio Fair Conference schedule, fill in some of the gaps and try to give yourself as much opportunity as possible to race.
So there we go, Hank LeVan, the training and driving double on this afternoon's card. We're going to head next into our 7th and final, the free-for-all trot, going for a purse of $1,000. Looks like a full field of 5. Join us back here after a couple messages from sponsors.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC oil. It makes a world of difference.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Money, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 13th.
Here we are headed into the 7th and final at Richwood Independent Fair. A full field of 5 coming up. Looks like we do have a couple on the track. The only reason I noticed is we had this nice red horse come in front of the grandstand, kicking us off on the rail. We do have a Royal Line. Ryan Stahl will be in the bike for Terry Dieters, a chestnut, an 8-year-old chestnut gelding out of Royalty for Life. by Royalty for Life out of a Balanced Image mare. 14 starts on the year. Does have a single win that just came at Greenville in the Glada. So the Great Lakes Area Drivers Association leg did go wire to wire up there at Greenville. Final quarter, 28-2, mile time 2:03 flat. Lifetime, I will say, this horse has started 150 times, 17 wins, 18 second place finishes, and 24 thirds to make over $180,000. As a 3-year-old, it did take a mark at Woodbine and won 55-2.
The 2-horse speed, driven by Cameron McCown, trained by Jessica McCown, a 6-year-old gelding by Il Sogno Dream out of the Angus Hall mare Angie's Lucky Star, owned by Backroad Stable of Odin, Indiana, and Flat Rock Stable of Montgomery, Indiana. In 2024, 16 seasonal starts, 2 wins. Most recent came at Oak Grove in Kentucky in 55-4. Lifetime, 83 starts, 12 wins, 13 seconds, 11 thirds, and $173,000 in earnings, with a lifetime mark as a 5-year-old and 154-4 at the Meadows.
Louis LeVan will drive the 3 Team L for his son Hank. 7-year-old mare by Team 6, another one out of an Angus Hall mare, Andrea Hall. As far as lifetime starts, has started 179 times with 20 wins, 18 seconds, and 28 third place finishes. However, is just coming back after almost a year off. Last start was at Delaware, September 18th of last year. Will say, as a 6-year-old, did have 2 wins, one of which came at Montpelier wire to wire in 2:04 flat. Hank behind the lines was at one time just a $9,000 purchase out of the Ohio Select Sale.
The 4 I Like It in the Dark will be driven by Emma Wahlberg for trainer Russell Early, a 4-year-old long-time filly out of the Cantab Hall mare After Dark, owned by Russell. 4 has had 21 seasonal starts, 1 win, I believe 2 seconds, and I believe 3 thirds for $10,000 seasonal earnings. Starts, 10 wins, 12 seconds, 15 thirds for $85,000 seasonal earnings, with a 3-year-old lifetime best of 58-2 at Dayton Raceway.
Manuel Miller will drive the 5 MJ's Honor for Mike Spearman. This is a 3-year-old gelding by DeJombro, owned by Philip Spearman of Fredericktown, Ohio. 13 starts on the year, still looking for that first seasonal win, one that really hasn't had too many starts at all. As a 2-year-old, it just had 5 starts, so lifetime making 18 with just 1 win, 1 second, and 2 third place finishes. Most recently at Mount Gilead out of their free-for-all, did have a third place finish in 2:06-1.
Horses are on the track for the 7th race, the free-for-all trot, a purse of $1,000. Denison Nelclu Memorial Trot, field of 5. Emma Wahlberg to drive the 4, Manuel Miller will drive the 5. These are the horses. Number 1, Royal Line with Ryan Stahl. Number 3, Team L with Louis LeVan. Emma Wahlberg driving the 4, I Like It in the Dark. Number 5 is MJ's Honor, Emmanuel Miller. Rounding out the post parade, number 2, Wicked and Bird. Cameron McCown in the sulky.
He enjoys driving.
We just thought maybe he had a good report.
So there we go, the field of 5 for our 7th and final, the free-for-all trot, just a purse of $1,000. Harrison, can you tell us a little bit about, so Team L taking a year off, and now she's coming back.
Yeah, so Team L actually raced part of last season, bred, and she was going to be a mom, had some complications with the foal, and unfortunately the foal didn't make it. So attempted to breed her back, had a little bit of trouble there, and she still very much enjoys her job as a racehorse. So we decided to try to start her back and see how it goes.
and Dad Louie is down to drive. So I guess when does Dad get in the bike? Who makes that decision? He's like, hey, put me on one?
Pretty much, yeah. So Dad kind of runs the show at the end of the day, and Hank operates the stable, but Dad is very integral to the ins and outs on the daily parts of everything. So we always like to throw Dad a bone and try to
throw him a bone.
Try to get him his first seasonal win of the year. So I believe everybody in the barn has had a driving win this year except Dad. So you may start seeing him drive a whole lot more, so we can try to get him that first win of the year.
I know you're beating him. You're beating him by a couple.
Yeah, not very often does that happen.
But here we go. From the rail out, we have a Royal Line, Wickenburg, Team L, I Like It in the Dark, and MJ's Honor. The field of 5 behind the Mike Wickenburg starting gate. The free-for-all trot for $1,000.
Starter John Weiss has them all lined up and ready for a start. Here they come. Up and trotting next. I Like It in the Dark, and Emma Wahlberg passed down to the gate. Royal Line comes out in second. Wicked and Burrow third on the outside. Fielded trotters into the opening turn. MJ's Honor around the turn. Team L down the backside they go to the opening quarter and up on the outside. Wicked and Burrow, Camp McCown grab the lead. I Like It in the Dark gives way second, races nose to helmet with the leader. Racing third, a Royal Line. Fourth is Team L. MJ's Honor trails the field. The field is covered by some 7 lengths by the opening quarter. 29 4/5 around the turn to the 3/8. Wicked and Bird, Cameron McCowan. I Like It in the Dark, and Emma Wahlberg's in the 2-hole. Royal Line, Ryan Stahl third. Team L with LeVan fourth, and MJ's Honor. Emmanuel Miller can see them all. Straight alignment as they pass the stand for the first time and come to the half. Wicked and Bird shows the way. I Like It in the Dark is second. Racing third, a Royal Line. Team L fourth. MJ's Honor trails the field fifth. Up to the 5/8 they trot. Halfway home in 101 2/5 to the 5/8 they go. Wicked and Burr shows the way. I Like It in the Dark second. A Royal Line third. Team L racing fourth. MJ's Honor trails the field. Down the backside of the 3/4 they trot. Wicked and Burr the leader by a length and a half. I Like It in the Dark right there second. A Royal Line third. Fourth is Team L. MJ's Honor trails the field. They're into the far turn. Wicked and Burr will guide them around the far turn. They're by 3/4. They're into the far turn. 3/4, 131 3. Wicked and Burr comes off the turn with a length lead. Up the inside, I Like It in the Dark. On the outside, a Royal Line. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Down the stretch they trot. It is Wicked and Burr. I Like It in the Dark on the outside. Wicked and Burr. I Like It in the Dark. Very tight for third. Either the 1 Royal Line or the 3 Team L. 2:02 1/5.
.202 1/5 for our winner, Wickenburg. Cam McGowan for wife and trainer Jessica McGowan makes for the 3rd win of the season in just 17 starts for the 6-year-old gelding. Very, very tight for show between, was it Team L and MJ's? It was a Royals Line. Great drive by Emma Wahlberg. I mean, she had so much speed coming out of the gate and really put herself into position. Ended up in that pocket trip most of the mile, and say once we come at the top of the stretch, we have quite a bit of obstruction, so I wasn't able to see exactly how it all went down.
Quite a bit of early movement in that race. Cameron wasn't content to sit in the 3-hole and made the move for the front, and obviously it worked out for him.
Wickenburg does have a lifetime mark set at the Meadows in 1:54 4. Set that actually just last year as a 5-year-old. Lifetime now has made about $174,000. It does look like we do have an update as far as the Marietta card. It was scheduled to go at 1 p.m. today. They were struggling with some track conditions, so it has been moved to tomorrow. Originally, we were going to move it to 2 p.m. today, but here is your official word. Today's card has been postponed to tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Marietta. So tomorrow, I believe, the 10 a.m. card, and they will come back at 1 p.m. for their second card as well. And here is Cam coming back in front of the grandstand, winning our 7th and final of the Richwood card.
Back in front of the stand, making his way into the winner's circle, one to the free-for-all trot. The Dennison Nell Bloom of Oil, number 2, Wicked and Burr. 6-year-old may go to the son of I'll Dream out of the Agnes Hall there. Henry's Lucky Star, 3rd of the season. Beck Road Stable. Jesse McCown trains. Cameron McCown drives the winner of the mile. 2:02, 1/5. Here's the way they finished the one at Royal Line 4. 2 Wicked and Burrow, the winner. 3 Team L, 3. 4 I Like It in the Dark, 2. 5 MJ's on her 5. The winning time, 2:02, 1/5. 29 and 4, 101 and 2, 131 and 3. 4, 1, 3, 2, 5 on the bottom. Well, that wrap.
There we go. We have finished and completed 7 races here for the very first card of the 2024 season at the Richwood Independent Fair. Harrison, thanks for joining me. Matt Clark, a fantastic jog behind the camera as usual.
I was going to say, Harrison, if you're looking for job number 3, I think you're in here.
So I might be able to squeeze in an hour or two every now and then.
Oh, but there we go. Official for the 7th. 2, 4, 3 across the wire. If you are just listening in, remember Marietta's card today has been postponed to 10 a.m. tomorrow. Join us back here as well tomorrow for the second card at Richwood starting at 1 p.m. on behalf of all of the OHHA team. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you at a fair real soon.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing has been presented by Midland Acres, thestable.ca, Dublin Valley Farms, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, and the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.